Good afternoon, everyone. This video will either get quite a few laughs from the birding community or quite a few enemies. I love birds. I'm also privileged enough to live in the Rio Grande Valley of Texas. The RGV, as we call it, is known nationwide and worldwide in the birding community for having such a unique set of species that can be found nowhere else in the United States. This video was suggested by my good buddy Michael Bernardo. He just sent me a random Instagram message out of the blue that said, make a video where you rank the RGV birds into a tier list. I love the idea, now we're here. For those that don't know, a tier list is where you gather a set of places, things, animals, people, whatever, characters, and you give them a grade, like in elementary, middle, high school, with the notable exception of there being what's called an S tier. Anything that is an S tier goes above the A tier. This video is very tongue-in-cheek. It's not meant to be taken seriously. The images that you'll see are not mine. They're taken from Wikipedia. If I diss on your favorite bird, or if I do not give your favorite bird an S tier, I am sorry. But can we all agree that the one bird that deserves the F tier is the urraca? The official name for one of these is the great-tailed grackle. They deserve the F tier because they gather in flocks of thousands in our HEBs, they make lots of noise, they shit on our cars, and nobody likes them. F tier. So now that we got that out of the way, let's go through the rest of the 20 birds in taxonomic order, starting with the Muscovy duck. The Muscovy duck can be found pretty much anywhere in the country, but you will in fact find wild Muscovy ducks in a tiny section of Rio Grande in Starr County. But I'm just gonna have to give this guy a D tier because they're not special. If you want to see a Muscovy duck, just go to any municipal park, any city park, any whatever park in the country, and you'll find the domestic variety. They're not special. D tier. Plain chachalaca. Classic South Texas bird. It's our equivalent of the turkey. Chunky size. They're fun to watch. Every now and then you'll see them do a little peacock thing with their tails. But why must they be so damn loud in the mornings? They wake me up all the time. C tier. Hook-billed kites. One of the most sought-after birds of prey for any visitors coming here to the Rio Grande Valley. It is a badass-looking bird. In fact, it might just be the most badass-looking of the RGV birds of prey. But it's not S tier. I'm gonna have to give it a B tier because it mostly eats on snails. Why would a badass looking bird only depend on snails? Or mostly depend on snails, I should say. It's like a weightlifter only eating tofu. Sorry, HBK, I'm gonna have to give you B tier. Greyhawk, now that is a bird of prey. Look how awesome it is. They have great colors. They have a varied diet. They keep the population of quite a few things under control. And if I were to pick up falconry, I would want a greyhawk as my buddy. S tier. Red-billed pigeon. Not your average pigeon. These guys are maroon with eyes of red. These are some badass looking birds. Unfortunately, they are popular targets for hunters. But besides that, come on. You gotta give it credit. Especially for a pigeon. B tier. Redcrowned Parrot. Hot take. The RGV Redcrowned Parrots are wild. There's debate as to whether or not they're wild. They're introduced. I like to think that they're wild. I think they're displaced from habitat loss in Mexico. Regardless, the population here is greater than that of their population in Mexico. They're stable. They're here to stay. They have reliable roosting spots where you could go out and check them out. They're beautiful. They're colorful. They're fun to watch. With their chatter and antics. A tier. Ferruginous Pygmy Owl. Ooh, this bird is the unicorn for all birders coming into South Texas. Even more so that now that the local ranches that used to open their doors to birders to have them look at their pygmy owls are now closed. But look how cute and adorable they are. Whoever spots a pygmy owl in the wild gets good luck forever. S tier. Common Parrot. This bird is also hard to find, but because of its wonderful camouflage, it blends in perfectly with the leaf litter. Finding one without anyone telling you where one is also very, very satisfying. They're cool birds. They look amazing. They're not really scared of you if you get a little close, but not too close to it. A tier. Buff-bellied hummingbird. Just like most of these birds on the list, they are subtropical species from Mexico that extend their range just above the Rio Grande. But for a subtropical hummingbird, it looks pretty drab. Like the ruby-bill, the ruby-throated, the rufous, like all of the American hummingbirds are more beautiful than the buff-bellied. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to give the buff-bellied hummingbird a D tier. Ringed Kingfisher. Not to be confused with the more boring belted kingfisher found throughout the states. No. This kingfisher is huge. It's out to kill all your pond's fish, and it has this beautiful rufous brown on its belly. It is a bad-ass hunter. And when you see one just diving in the water, you are rooting for it to catch a fish. Oh my god. S tier. Northern beardless Turanulate. I am sorry to say that I forget this bird exists. Even though it's a rarity. It is only confined to the Rio Grande Valley, really, in the States. But again, like similar to the buff-bellied hummingbird, for a subtropical bird, you'd imagine something gorgeous with pretty colors, but this bird's drab. Literally, it only serves for you to add an extra species to your list. D tier. Couch's kingbird. Or is it tropical kingbird? I don't know. You have to wait around and listen to its call. It's the only way to differentiate the two species. But if you don't know the call, then you're doomed. You don't know which is which. It's so confusing. And if they don't make a noise, then you're left to wonder which one it is. D tier. Great Kiskadee, the coolest of the flycatchers. Even more than the scissor-tailed flycatcher. Oh! The cool thing about this one is its wonderful combination of colors and where they are at. It has this beautiful mask. It has a yellow belly. It has this wonderful earthy clay-colored back. It's a gorgeous bird. It's of good size. If you forget its name, just listen for it. It'll tell you. A tier. Green jay. If there has to be one bird to be the ambassador of South Texas birds, it has to be the green jay. It is unmistakable. The first time you see one, you will never forget it. They are funny birds. The only reason I'm not giving it an S tier is because it's a crow but with colors. Nah, I shouldn't be too mean on crows because the next one's gonna be a crow. But anyways, green jays, beautiful. They're funny. They're awesome. A tier. Tamaulipas Crow. This is the bird that put Brownsville on the birding map. Ever since they started showing up at the local landfill, all these birders wanted to go to the dump for the chance of taking a peek at one of these cool crows. They're underrated. They are the most underrated South Texas bird. It is a shame they haven't shown up recently as they often did. But you know what? A tier. Clay-colored thrush. It is a cousin of the robin. but not as cool looking as the robin. Maybe it's an unpopular opinion, but it also falls into the category of subtropical but doesn't look subtropical. I mean, it's a cool shade of brown. That's why I'm not giving it a D tier, so I'm just gonna give it a C tier. Tropical Perilla, the elusive tropical Perilla. Spotting one of these passerines is, damn. It's like you were given a blessing. Good luck. Not as much as the Ferruginous Pygmy Owl, but still, plenty of good luck. A heavily sought after bird. It's pretty, it's local, it's fabulous. This might just be the highest ranked of the passerine birds on this list. B tier. Morelet's seed eater, formerly known as the white-colored seed eater. It has been found in the Rio Grande Valley. It's considered a Rio Grande Valley bird. But let's be real, it's not an RGV bird. It's most reliably found in Zapata County, which is not part of the RGV. It's like the RGV is culturally appropriating Zapata County. We shouldn't be like that. We should let Zapata County have its own bird. But still, it's cute. C tier. Olive Sparrow. These are also quite secretive. They like to hide out in the undergrowth of the chaparral. But if you're nowhere near a feeder, they are quite difficult to look for. C tier. Their color scheme is cool. They're cute, but C tier. And last but not least, Altamira Oriole, perhaps the most brightly colored of the RGV birds. Especially when the sun is hitting them at the right angle, they look like this bright, cool neon orange. Also, during the summer, look out for their cool nests alongside the resacas. They are wonderful architects. They are engineers. They're gorgeous. A tier. And there you go, the tier list of the birds of the Rio Grande Valley. If I have offended you and your birding sensibilities, I am sorry. If you think I mistiered a bird, let me know. Maybe I'm wrong. We can talk it out. I'm open to dialogue. Yeah, every decade or so we get new birds expanding their ranges from Mexico. Maybe this list will include a couple of new species when I'm old. I'll do this video again once I'm 60 or 70 years old. Maybe we'll have new species. Who knows? But until then, have a good one. Take care. Kick ass.